book your cruise early. Today we're going to be talking about all the reasons why I think you should book your cruise early as a travel agent. My job here is to give you the best advice and information possible about cruising so you can plan to go on an amazing cruise vacation. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, Johnny from Byte Size Cruises. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a fun little topic on why I think you should book your cruise early. Look, there are so many options out there. Cruising is a huge commodity and a huge boom right now. So cruises are booking all over the place super quickly. So let's give you all the reasons I think you should book this cruise early. Any cruise you're trying to book. I think for the most part, some people get it a little bit backwards. Some people think that cruising, like some other things, might be the opposite. Like the longer you wait, the better pricing gets. And in 2026, that is certainly not the issue. We are back and even kind of further along than we were in 2019. 2019, cruising was very expensive, started to get a little expensive. The value against a land vacation, which I think is still very high. I still think cruising is a great value compared to an all-inclusive or any other trip like Disney or anything like that you're thinking about planning out. But at that time in 2019, it started to get a little expensive and people were booking further and further out. Then we had the pandemic, things changed drastically quickly, right? And then coming out of the pandemic, pricing was lower. There was great deals to be had for a good year and a half, 2 years, and those times are gone. So now we're back to where pricing kind of was in 2019, even probably a little more expensive. And for a majority of the contemporary cruise lines, your Norwegian, MSC, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Princess, all of those that I consider contemporary. Some of those might be slightly elevated or slightly more luxury brands that you may think, but they're all kind of contemporary cruise brands. Most of the time, what you're gonna find here is the further out you book, the better. And we're gonna get into all the reasons why. So reason number one, you're going to book at what I think is going to be the lowest price possible that you're gonna get. The furthest out, the better, the best the price is going to be. There's really almost no downside to booking early. And we'll get into it a little bit, but here is for the most part what you're looking at. You can book with any of the cruise lines. You have your choice of you could book a non-refundable rate or a refundable rate. Sometimes that refundable rate is going to be more money in the case of Royal Caribbean or Celebrity, something like that. Norwegian, luckily, their bookings are refundable, completely refundable up until final payment. So you can cancel it, change it, do whatever you want to do. With Royal Caribbean and Celebrity and some of the other cruise lines, there are little intricacies there that you might have to mess around with. Princess is getting a little more strict about bookings, but for the most part, booking early, the best price. Specifically Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, those types of cruises, those cruises are going to sell out. So the prices are going to go up. It's supply and demand. Very, very simple, right? And the cruise lines don't want to reward you for waiting longer and longer to book your cruise. So the longer you wait, the prices are going to slightly elevate. It's not always the case. We'll get into exceptions and different things in a minute. But for the most part, the day that sailing is announced is the cheapest it's going to be. And then the prices will vary, go up and down along the way, but that's it. Reason number two, price protection. So as a travel agent, one of the things that we do is weekly, we go in there and we're looking at the prices. Now, it doesn't mean if your cruise drops $10 or $20, we're gonna change it immediately, not even talk to you and just send you an email and go, great, you saved 10 bucks or 20 bucks. There are always variations here. There are always reasons why you might not wanna change it. This is also a good reason to use a travel agent. Sometimes I look at a booking, somebody emailed me this week and said, hey, it looks like our cruise dropped $100, can you reprice it? So I go in and I look, it did in fact drop $100. However, they had $125 onboard credit. One thing you have to know is every time you reprice or you rebook your cruise, you are repricing or rebooking at whatever the current promotions are. So the current promotion did not include an onboard credit. So essentially, what you're seeing is you're seeing the cruise line maybe drop the cost of the cruise, but not giving you a benefit. So really, same thing, right? And in this situation, cruise dropped $100, maybe to spur some people into booking, but they weren't giving you that $125 onboard credit. So why change it? You're essentially losing $25 to change it. Now, some people would say, I'd rather save the money on the cruise and I don't need the onboard credit. That's great. If you're not going to get drinks, you're not going to do excursions, anything like that, we could certainly talk about it. But for the most part, you want to keep an eye on things like that. There's also things like extra points, or maybe you got prepaid gratuities or specialty dining included or something like that. Those things may go away and change. Just keep an eye out. But for the most part, you can change your price along the way. So it's a win-win, even if there is a fee to rebook. Sometimes it's a $100 fee to change things or to rebook them. Sometimes we have to cancel. In the case of Princess, sometimes we may have to cancel the booking and rebook it. So you might lose your deposit. However, there are refundable deposits that you can get. It would just drive the cost a little bit more. And even if the deposit is non-refundable, if the cruise drops a significant amount, $700, $800, you're still saving $300, $400 by canceling and rebooking. So there's protection there, right? There's no reason to not book early. You're safe. We can kind of change things around. And for the most part, we're not going to need to cancel the booking and rebook it. Next up, and what I think is a kind of an undervalued thing, is you make your deposit now and you have longer to pay the cruise off. So maybe you're somebody that likes to budget, okay, $100 a month I'm going to put towards this cruise and I'm going to pay for it and then I'm ready to go, right? That's undervalued sometimes, because the longer you wait, maybe you're not saving as much money. So if you wait a little bit, you're kind of putting things off. It's going to be more money up front for you to go on that trip. This way you can kind of stretch it out over time a little bit if you're somebody that enjoys a monthly budget or doing things like that. Next one, I think, is a slightly overrated reason to book your cruise early, and that is because some of the things are going to sell out, like dining or entertainment or excursions. I don't think that's the case, as long as you're not booking a month ahead of time or a few weeks ahead of time. I think as long as you're outside of final payment, 3-4 months, maybe 6 months, you're pretty safe with most of those things. Excursions would be the one thing I would worry about. Some of the really good excursions will go. There are other options for that. Don't fret over that. I don't think that's actually a great reason to book early. So we're going to give you kind of both sides here. I think that one's a slightly overrated one. I pulled everything that I saw online of reasons people would say you should book early and why you shouldn't book early. This one I don't think is super valid. The next one, I think this is reason number 5 or number 6, cheaper flights, cheaper hotels, smarter pre-cruise planning. That is not always the case either. So I'm going to disagree and put that on the cons list there. Sometimes you're better off waiting a little bit on flights and hotels, because those prices do fluctuate and vary a lot. I just saw it. Judy and I have a cruise booked in December. It is July as I'm making this video. And a few weeks ago, airfare was $600-700 per person. It was out of control. We were like, what are we going to do? This is crazy. Why did we do this? And there were a lot of things going on, right? We had the war in Iran. We had all the different things going on. And now we looked at it this week while we were on our cruise, and it's down to like $300 per person. Sometimes with those things, it does pay to wait just a little bit, be a little more flexible there. The next reason, which I think is a good one, early booking promos. Sometimes the cruise lines really want to incentivize you to book early. You know why? Because you're giving them money. They can then put that money in the bank, get interest on it, hold it, do all the fun things they want to do, build new ships. So they're going to give you some promotions. Could be onboard credit, could be special dining like we said, or prepaid gratuities, any kind of fun things that they want to give you. Take them and book your cruise early. Now, I'm going to give you the last reason why I think it is really critical that you book early, and then we'll give you the one reason that everyone will say is that there are last minute deals. So the last reason I think you should book early is because you are going to get your choice of the best cabins. One of the things that people don't realize, and I get this all the time, I get people that come to me a month or two before the cruise and go, oh, I'm so glad I waited. The price dropped. We need 4 cabins. We want adjoining cabins so we can open up the balconies and have them all together. Nope. It's not happening a month before the cruise, 2 months before the cruise. What you don't realize is sometimes when people book, it's like throwing darts at a map and they just pick their cabin. So what happens sometimes is you will see like cabin, empty cabin, cabin, empty cabin, 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 empty cabin, right? So you're going to see all these variations as people just pick a random cabin like, oh, that looks good. It's close to the elevator. It's close to the middle of the ship. I'm taking it. And they're not looking at, or they're not seeing that, okay, there's 3 here, there's 3 here. I'm taking one in the middle. People aren't going to be able to connect. They don't care. Up until a few months ago, people were booking handicap cabins because they were more spacious. How wild is that? So now they've cracked down on that. Thank God. So you actually have to send in information why you need an accessible cabin. So I think you're going to get the better cabins the earlier you book. This is the same thing that same reason I don't recommend bidding on upgrades. So a lot of times when you bid on upgrades, especially if you're bidding from like interior to ocean view to balcony, once you get to suites, slightly different. But if you're in an interior and you're trying to get up to a balcony and there is something available late and you bid on that and you get it, chances are that's a cabin that somebody didn't want. They looked at it and said, oh, that's right below the pool deck, or that's right next to the nightclub, or whatever it is, right? So I think your choice of the best cabin is a great reason to book early. Last but not least, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Do prices actually drop close to the cruise? Sometimes they do for specific cruise lines. Royal Caribbean, I mean, look, let's be honest. I just looked up 2 cruises for someone. They want to cruise in October. Again, it's July. October 8th, October 10th. One out of New York on Norwegian, one out of Bayonne, New Jersey on Royal Caribbean. Balcony cabins. Norwegian is generally going to be a little bit less money than Royal. Royal Caribbean ship is older. It's Independence of the Seas. Aqua for Norwegian's pretty new ship. Aqua with drinks, specialty dining, and a little bit of Wi-Fi, $2,498. Your pretty good choice of cabins still, right? Not a lot of midship cabins. You couldn't do 2 together, but there are some available. I was able to find one. $2,498. The balcony on Royal Caribbean Independence, not a lot left. All the standard balconies are sold out. I had to go to a spacious balcony for $3,600. So that's $3,600, no drinks, no Wi-Fi, no specialty dining, no nothing. Just you getting on the ship, $3,600. It's $1,100 more than Norwegian. And on Norwegian, you're already getting the drink package and stuff. So huge difference. And mostly everything was sold out. Interior sold out. Ocean view sold out. And it's still 3 months out on a 5-day cruise. So are there last minute deals? There are. I've booked clients a few weeks out, a month out, and you might get a really good deal on a Norwegian cruise, Holland America cruise, something that you're looking at. Here's the thing. How many people are that flexible where you're willing to go to the last minute and say, I am going to wait and I'm either going to go on this cruise or I'm not going to do anything, right? Or you're going to go somewhere else, right? You're just taking a chance. Can't really do that if you have a family, if you're using vacation time, if people are taking off. If you live in Florida and you're doing a weekend cruise and you want to get a quick last minute deal, those are definitely going to be available. But if you're doing a week-long cruise, it's a vacation, you're celebrating something, it's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. Book early, get a great deal, get some advice from someone, whether it's a travel agent, someone you know that knows a lot about travel, whatever it may be, but book your cruise early. If you have any questions at all, or if you need help booking your next amazing cruise vacation, please shoot me an email at jp@bytesizecruises.com. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and happy cruising. Bye.